Hello everyone, I've got another washing machine of sorts to show you today, and this one can be used completely off-grid. It doesn't require any electricity. You could put cold water in it, you could put stream water in it if you wanted to. As long as you've got a little bit of detergent and some elbow grease, then you can wash with the Presawash or pressure wash, I'm not sure, Presawash. It needs no plumbing. It uses no electricity. It is the hand-operated washing machine that saves money and time. So I've had this a while. I thought, well, I might as well have a look at it. Hopefully it's going to be watertight. Now, the secret of pressure washing, according to the box, when hot water, so hot water is best, when hot water is sealed in the airtight drum of your washer, heat expansion causes the air trapped inside to expand and compress. This pressure movement literally blows through the fibres of the fabric. Can't see what that says. Part of the machine is sticking out. Removing, I think that says, all the dirt. A pressure action which speeds up the washing time, washes up to 8 adult shirts or 2 double sheets in 2 minutes. Easy to use and very safe with delicate fabrics such as woolens. So yes, instead of hand washing in your sink, you could use this. Right, I haven't had this out of the box since I bought it a few years ago. Seems to be okay, seems to have survived the garage. Come on, this made of metal, this. I think you can get more modern ones, newer ones, that are plastic. There it is. I think that's the hand crank. Oh, we've got the instruction book inside, that's good. And this should be the lid in here. So, as far as I know, it's unused. It looks brand new. Here's the instruction manual. And there's a warning label or an important notice. Do not allow water to cool off completely before removing the lid. If the lid is not released immediately after washing, then a vacuum will build up as the water cools and you will experience difficulty in removing the lid. As a guide, your Presawash should not remain sealed for a period of more than 5 minutes once the washing action has been completed. I was thinking I could have used this to soak garments. Well, you can. I could put hot water in this and detergent and soak some things with the lid off, then put the lid on and then do the old doodah. So you could do it, if you lose your handle, you could, or your marbles as I have, you could do this, obviously with the lid on because it will spill out. And this is the way you can empty it, I assume. As long as it's sort of outside or over a drain, you could just tip it out completely and it will all spill out. Now, I'm going to try and do this in my kitchen. So yeah, it's completely painted inside. So it's just a tub. There is, I don't know if you can quite see around the edge, there's a sort of a baffle with holes in it. So possibly to replicate the baffles in the washing machine. Do they call them baffles? The things in the washing machine drum. So yeah, it's very retro. Made in England, so yeah, that's how retro it is. Made in England. And here's the doodah, the lid. I assume we just put on like so, and then we just, that's it, screw it into place somehow. So I'm going to fill this with hot water and some detergent. Where do we shove this? We have the handle, and there's, oh, what's that? I should really be looking at the instruction book. Let's just push that out of the way. Can't see where I attach. Oh, the handle goes on there, that's it. I would have thought it would have had a nice little, I suppose if it had a rubber grip. Well, it might have been better to have a grip on the handle. I don't think it does. There we go. Ooh, you can really get some good... Obviously, it's not going to spin. Not going to spin your clothes, because there's no way, once the lid's on, there's no way the water's going to come out. I mean, you could, I suppose, take the lid off and try and spin it, but I don't think it'd be very successful. But yeah, well, it'd be interesting to see it in action. So yes, if you want to go off grid, if you want to, you know, say to the electric companies, the water companies, no, I'm not paying you anymore, I'm going to build myself a shack in the woods and try and live off grid, maybe with solar power and a generator. So this could be something, or something you could use in your caravan, take camping with you. But obviously in my caravan I've got full hookup, so I can use a little portable electric washer if I wanted to. But this is for you die-hard off-gridders, you preppers. If there's no power, if the internet goes down, you've got access to some water and detergent, you'll still have squeaky clean underwear and shirts and trousers. And as I said, it will do 2 sheets as well, so you can have your bedding cleaned. Most modern detergents will work in cold water, won't they? So it uses less soap powder. Powder or liquid, doesn't matter, as long as it's suitable for washing garments and fabrics. So it says the hotter the water, the higher the pressure and better the wash, but never exceed the temperature. So it says 90 degrees is the hottest, 60 is hot, and 40 is warm. So I'm going to try this out. I've been to my caravan yesterday and used a load of microfiber cloths with this wax polish, this no water wax polish that's supposed to wash and wax at the same time. And when I put it in my washing machine, my Miele behind me, it can make the stuff smell. It makes the washer smell, and I have to run a maintenance wash after it, because I think the smell would transfer to any clothes I wash in the Miele after. So I'm going to try it with that. I'm going to put hot water in, the hot water for my tap. Probably the easiest way is to use a bucket on this. But it takes a, it tells you actually how much water to put in. It's all in, it's in pints and pounds. I wonder if there's a date on this. It's from the original Pressure Washing Machine Company Limited, Unit 10, the Airport Trading Estate, Biggin Hill, Kent. I don't think they'll be going anymore. As I said, there are modern equivalents of this you can buy now. But I think this is probably better than a modern one if you can get one of these on eBay. So yes, 2 pints of water will wash a ½ load of dry weight clothes. So if you want to do the full maximum 4 pounds of dry weight clothing or fabrics, 10 pints of water is needed and 4 tablespoons of washing powder, and it will take 2 minutes. You will soon get to know your washer very well. I feel we're friends already. I've got a few pointers. When garments are too sudsy after wash, reduce the amount of soap. So I suppose once you've washed, tip out the wash water, wring out the garments, then refill with clean water, and you can rinse in this as well, I suppose. Some materials absorb more water than others. Adjust amount of water to ensure that there will always be a few pints of water left in washer when garments are removed. When washed not quite clean, check water, soap levels and time. Use water as hot as garments will allow for best results. Assist washer by rubbing a little washing powder on very grimy collars. Do not scrub collars, it will damage the fabric. Prevent by using this method. Simply rub a little talcum powder on collars and cuffs before garment is worn. Well, don't use Johnson & Johnson talcum powder if you can still buy it. You can Google why. Your pressure washer is guaranteed against factory defects for a period of 12 months from date of purchase. Well, that guarantee's long gone. If you have any further queries, blah, blah, blah. Right, well, I'm going to put some hot water in this and some dirty microfiber cloths, and we'll have a bit of cranking action. I'm going to fill this pressure washer with the maximum amount of water, which is 10 pints or 5.7 litres, or just under in my case, because I've got a 5-litre bucket here. So now, how do we do this without it? I think it's a bit wobbly, I have to say. Is there any way I can... the feet. Oh, that's better. That's good. Right, I think what you have to do, because there is this little lock on the side. Right. So you must lock it in place before you pour the water in. So that is locked. Hopefully it'll stay locked, otherwise I'm going to have a flood in my kitchen. So in goes the hot water. Right. And yeah, it's not even half full. It's probably just about to here. It says, does it say 4? It says 4 tablespoons, I think, of powder, but obviously follow your detergent instructions. I'm going to do 4 tablespoons of just a biological powder. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Whoops. And this is going to release the lock and just give it a bit of a... I'm not going to put the lid on yet. Just swirl it about a bit. Yep. Better put the lock back on. You've got to be careful to make sure that little lock at the side is on before you fill it and before you start putting water in, because until the lid is firmly screwed, you're... well, you could be screwed, because that will... it's going to flood the place. If you're using this outside, of course, in the woods or next to your tent, it might not matter, but it does matter inside my kitchen. Okay, I'm going to go and get the microfiber cloths, bung them in, screw the lid on, and we'll have a bit of washing action. Okie dokie, so I don't really know how effective this is going to be, but you can see dirt on these cloths. So I used all these cloths to clean a fairly large caravan on our caravan storage unit. Oh, that's not too bad, that one. This white one, I don't think this ever comes clean, even on a 90-degree wash in my automatic washer. I don't think I've ever got that stain out, but it should. Right, that's the grubbiest thing. That is very dirty. If it doesn't work the first time, what I might do is do it again, maybe using some oxy powder to help, but at the moment, oh, that is very dirty, that one. I can't see how this is going to really clean everything, but you never know. Yeah, very dirty. Yeah. Dirt on that green one there. Another very grubby microfiber cloth. And finally, the last very dirty cloth. Okie dokie. Right, let's make sure we get this on properly. There is a seal. Make sure it's seated. Hang on, is it... oh no, it's not quite seated. It needs to be under all these little metal tabs, and it wasn't. So we need to make sure it's not going to leak everywhere when I start turning the drum. So that's okay. Yeah, that moves up and down. So, Right, so I think we have to lock it. Right, then we must tighten it up. Just going to very, very gingerly rotate the tub just to make sure. I don't think it's going to be as frightening as a pressure cooker. Anyone of a certain age might remember their mum using a pressure cooker. Absolutely terrified of those things. I don't think we're going to get the same problems with this. Okay, right, I don't want to tighten it too much, but that seems pretty secure. So now I'm just going to release the lock and just check that nothing is going to leak. Oh dear. No, I think it's okay. Oh, it's a lot heavier with water in it. Right, okie dokie. I'm gonna do the full 4 minutes. So I'm gonna ask Alexa to time me for 4 minutes. I'm gonna speed this part up, of course. And in 4 minutes of vigorous action, I don't know if it matters if you rotate it either way, really. So if you're left or right-handed, I don't think it matters. So here goes. I'm going to ask Alexa to time me, and then we'll have a look at the results. Alexa, set a timer for 4 minutes.
4 minutes, starting now.
Alexa, stop. That's my 4 minutes up. I did continue to use this machine for a little bit longer because I did pause during filming to change the angle of the camera, but it's been around 4 minutes of constant action. I've gone forward, I've gone back. If you go too fast, then the garments or whatever you're washing does tend to go to the edge, like in a spin dryer. So it's easier, actually. You can hear that the water isn't really swishing as much. You could do that. I don't think it'll do any harm. But in order for the garments to tumble, you do have to go at a certain pace. Right. It's time to reveal the cloths. Just lock it in position. I'll take my bucket and we can remove them. I don't know if it's going to be, I don't think there's going to be any sort of any hissing noises. But we're just going to release the pressure. Don't explode, will you? Might make a fun video for you, but I don't think I'd like it. Oh, there's some hissing. You can hear that, you can hear the air escaping. So, yeah, pressure has built up. Right, so it's released the pressure gradually. Right, ooh, oh well, they still look quite dirty, but then they were very dirty. I'll try and squeeze them out. Actually, I'll just squeeze them out into this. I'm going to do it again, actually. That's not bad. The real test will be the white one, of course. Here's a green one. The water is very dirty. Blimey, that's not bad at all. Now, obviously, if you have delicate skin, you might want to use gloves for this. I don't think I'll ever get this yellow towel as bright as it was when it was new. That's still, yeah, that's still looking a bit grubby, but still better than it was. There's another yellow one here. Yeah, it does make a bit of a mess in transferring. Obviously, if you have a hand crank spinner, use that. If you're going completely off grid, obviously I can cheat by putting all these back into my main washing machine and just use this as like a pre-wash. But I probably will use this again. Yeah, this is not quite, it's better. I think I'll find the white one. Where's the white one? The water is certainly very mucky. Yeah. I'm gonna do another go in this. I'm gonna refill it with a little bit more detergent, and I'm also going to use some oxy powder as well. yeah, it's better. But yeah, I mean, this, as I said, this never comes clean, this one. It's been used that many times for really dirty stuff, but it looks better. The oily marks seem to have faded a bit. So yeah, 4 minutes is quite a long time. Obviously you can, if you're just washing your normal clothes, just your shirts and things, 2 minutes might be okay. Yeah, that's not bad. That's the yellow one. So, as you can see, it certainly does build up pressure inside the drum as you rotate it, because there was definitely air being released when I unscrewed the lid. Being all metal, I think this would go rusty, so if you have one of these, I'd rinse it out and thoroughly dry it before putting it away. I've made a right mess of my kitchen floor doing this. Yeah, there's still some marks. Yeah, I can see. I don't know if you can, but it's certainly an improvement. And these would be okay. I mean, once they've been rinsed a couple of times, they'd be okay to be used for the purpose I use them. It's got the worst out, and it's not, you know, these are just cloths for very grubby applications. Right, that's everything out. We could try, I'm just going to tip, you see that's the colour of the water. Just release the catch. Yeah, possibly. There's no pouring lip on the machine. Oh, it's okay, it's going in. I've already tipped some out. Yeah, no, bit of a fail there. It's light enough now. I can just take that to my sink and tip the remaining dirty water out. But yeah, that's the colour of the first wash water. So I will give this another go with a bit more detergent and some stain remover as well. In go the microfiber cloths again. And what you could do at this stage, I suppose, you could leave it to soak if you want to pre-soak things. But even though I've got the maximum amount of water in now, yeah, unless I press down, they're not going to all be covered. I suppose they're just about covered there. So yes, if I wanted to, I could leave those for an hour or so before I start the washing process, but then the water is going to go colder and it won't build up the pressure as it would with hot water. So yes, I think probably best, if you want to pre-soak things in a bucket if they're really dirty, and then do a wash with hot water in the pressure washer. Okay, here comes another 4 minutes of toil. Alexa, set a timer for 4 minutes.
4 minutes, starting now.
that's certainly given my right arm a bit of a workout. If I was to do this without filming, I think I'd alternate between my right and left arm, because I don't want one arm looking like Popeye and the other looking like Olive Oils. You'd only know that if you're a certain age. I'm very, very old. So anyway, yeah, I've done the cranking both ways. Well, the white one is out first at the top. It's never going to look, as I said, brilliant white. Yeah, I don't know if that might be a little bit whiter, little brighter, but yeah, it's got oil marks on and they've been on there for a long time. So as I said, putting this through a 90-degree in my automatic washer doesn't remove those. So I'm not surprised that the pressure washer didn't remove them either. There's the fluorescent. I don't know, it looks a bit green on the viewfinder. It looks more yellow in real life. Anyway, these are pre-washed enough for me to put in my automatic washing machine. What I'm going to do, I'll probably do a full rinse and spin in my machine and then do a long 60-degree cotton wash. I think that'll be sufficient. Yeah, they're not spotless, but as I said, they're clean enough to use again once they've had a thorough rinse. It's not like I'm going to sew them together and fashion a shirt out of them. Certainly an improvement, and the water again is dirty. If I was to do this a third time, I don't think my arm could stand it, but if I did it for a third time, we'd get even more dirt out. Again, it's still some marks on it, but you know, they're old stains. It's oil and grease, but certainly it's better than having to wash them by hand, that's for sure. So I've shown you how this machine works on really dirty things. So washing your normal everyday clothing, your underwear, I mean, if you're very fussy, you could just use this for your underwear if you don't like washing your underwear with your other clothes. And I always wash my underpants and socks with other garments in my washing machine. I don't see anything wrong with it, but some people in the comments section thought it was disgusting that I was washing my pants and socks in with my other clothes. Please comment below. Do you use a separate wash for your dirty pants and socks? Or do you put them in with your shirts and t-shirts and jeans? Like I would say most people will. But yes, maybe you use old-fashioned terry nappies. Wash the nappies in here. Or at least pre-wash them anyway. It certainly gives you a bit of exercise. I think that's everything. I don't know if we can quite see. There you go. You can see the muckiness still of that water. So, I think I deserve a cup of tea and a slice of cake after doing that washing. Now, obviously, if this is your only machine, if you're off-grid, the next stage would be to do at least 2 rinses. So tip out the water, rinse it out if you can, refill it with clear cold water, although I suppose you could put hot water as well if you wanted to do your rinsing in hot water, if you've got hot water. Then maybe 2 minutes, you know, giving them a rinse, replace the water, another 2 minutes, and then judging on how clear the water looks, you might want to do another rinse if you've got sensitive skin to get rid of as much detergent. And then of course there's no spinning facility, so you can have the old-fashioned wringing out by hand or using a separate spinner if you have one. And I believe you can get a hand cranked spinner, or I think it's a foot operated spinner. I think it's some Chinese plastic thing. I don't know if it lasts very long. Looking over in the kitchen, I've got one of those mops that spins by pressing a pedal, so I suppose I could try that. But yeah, I'm going to try that just for a laugh. Why not? It's just a laugh, this video. But pretty impressed with that. And as I said, you know, the pressure certainly does build up because you can hear all the air being released as you unscrew the cap. This is a bucket from a Vileda spin mop. It's designed to extract as much water out of the mop to help dry the floor, but then the water is going back into the clean water with this one, so you're still mopping the floors with dirty water. That's why I don't use it. I didn't buy this, I have to say. I use cordless, mains or even robotic floor washers in my house. But we do have 2 elderly dogs and one of them floods the kitchen. We come down to floods of dog piddle every morning, so the worst is got up with this mop, and then I'll go around with one of my machines or set the iRobot Brava jet to clean the floor again. But yeah, I'm just wondering, will it work on these? I mean, they're microfiber, so I've wrung out a lot of the water anyway. Actually, what I'll do, I'll just wet them again because it's not a proper demo, is it? Right, now they are wet. Transfer them over to the spin mop and we'll give it a go. I think I have to hold the bucket really. It's okay when you've got the mop pushed into it because it keeps it in place. Oh, it's still hard work. Yeah, it has got some water out, but yeah, there's still a load of water left. So what I'm going to do, as I said, I'm going to pop this in my mealer. I'll do a separate rinse and spin, and then I'll put a full 60-degree cotton wash, although these aren't cotton, but I'm going to do a 60-degree wash with stains option. No, I'm not filming it, folks. And these will come a little bit cleaner, but not much. They're pretty much as clean as they're going to get, I think. But yeah, not a bad result, considering I did all this by hand. That's just about the end of my video on the English-made Presawash pressure washing machine. Not a bad little device if you've no other means of washing your clothes in the great outdoors, in the outback, in the bush, wherever you want to wash your clothes. You can wash them now as long as you've got some water and detergent and a working arm. Then get them squeaky clean with this machine. Well, it's a machine, sort of a machine. It's a hand-operated machine. It's really going back to the olden days. Can you imagine what it was like for, and it would have been the women, to do the washing for big families before automatic washing machines, even before some sort of mechanical machine to do the washing for you. I just can't imagine it. But anyway, I've had a tiny bit of an experience of manually washing clothes, but I'm going back to my automatic behind me to finish the job. But I've had fun making the video. If you've any comments or questions about this, please comment below. I don't think you can buy these brand new. You might find one on eBay used, or you may find a new in the box one on eBay. That's where I got this. If I find some modern day equivalents on Amazon, I'll put some affiliated links below. It's up to you to check out the reviews to see if it's worth you buying one of those, if this is the sort of thing you might find useful. So for me and the Presawash, it's goodbye and thanks for watching.